How can this possibly be real? The MSG Sphere in Las Vegas has taken over the internet. It's the world's biggest sphere with more than 1 million individual LED panels, and inside it, there's the world's largest screen. It looks like something that crash-landed out of the future, but we can assure you it's very, very real. And not only that, there might be another one coming along soon too. Not content with just one giant sphere, Madison Square Garden wants to build a second one in London. Only London isn't Vegas. The mega orb is due to be constructed close to residential areas and is going to be lit up from 6 AM to 11 PM every single day. Not surprisingly, the project has proved controversial with numerous protest groups lobbying against its construction. But it looks like it could be getting the go-ahead. So, is London about to be Vegasified? The MSG Sphere began life as a sketch on a napkin, a stick figure inside a giant circle. The man who drew it, US business mogul James Dolan, wanted to reinvent live entertainment forever. Fast forward to today, and it looks like he's done exactly that. The sphere has opened to rapturous applause. Even U2 were distracted by the sheer presence of the visuals on display when they gave the inaugural performance of the venue. And why wouldn't they be? The 1.2 million individual LED panels that comprise the massive wraparound screen give the illusion of virtual reality without the goggles. The venue can hold 18,600 people, and it has the largest array of loudspeakers in the world with 1,586. That offsets the problem of acoustics in a spherical structure. The whole thing was built for a staggering $2.3 billion US, but it's not really hard to see why. In many respects, it's an engineering marvel. The building's superstructure is made of 4 concrete cores tied together with 9,700 tons of steel to create a series of tensioned ring beams that hold the weight of the 11,000-ton roof. With such a big distance to span, the team had to ship the world's 4th largest crawler crane over from Belgium to help position some of the largest and heaviest components. It's worth saying that that crane was a construction project in itself, taking 18 days to assemble on site. To build the roof, an 86-metre shoring tower was first assembled in the middle of the arena. Then a 154-ton compression ring was placed on top where 32 steel trusses were all connected. Due to their immense size and weight, the compression ring and trusses were each assembled on the ground over several weeks before being craned into place. The temporary shoring tower was then removed, and the equal forces of the roof structure began to counter each other, creating a column-free, uninterrupted space within the structure. Now there are plans to build a second sphere in London, a smaller sister sphere that will nonetheless still be absolutely massive, and is due to be built in pretty much the same way.
Now, I'm not going to lie, from a construction perspective, the prospect of this massive sphere being built right here in London is pretty cool. But if I wanted to see the real thing right now, I'd have to go over to Vegas. And while I could watch whatever was playing on that massive screen, I wouldn't be able to catch one of my favourite UK shows. To do that, I'd need a much smaller screen and a VPN.
And that is where today's video sponsor Surfshark comes in. It's a VPN that encrypts your online data and helps to secure your personal information by swapping the real location of your device with a new one, making sure that your city, country and download history aren't linked to your identity. Even on hotel Wi-Fi, Surfshark keeps your online identity safe. Surfshark has 3,200 servers in 100 countries, which also means that I can access my favourite British comfort shows from nearly anywhere in the world. If you sign up now, the B1M viewers can get an exclusive Black Friday deal. Enter promo code B1M to get up to 6 additional months for free.
Surfshark offers a 30-day money-back guarantee, so there's no risk to try it out. You can get started today using that link down there in the description. Now, let's get back to that massive sphere.
The London Ball is going to have a diameter of 120 metres, the same as the London Eye. And it's due to be 96 metres tall, which is the same height as Big Ben. With a capacity of 21,500 people and a $975 million price tag, it comes in just a bit cheaper than its Vegas counterparts. There are actually a few other key differences as well. One of the issues with the Vegas sphere has been how much people want to stop and look at it, but there's nowhere to really do that in Vegas. The giant structure is penned in by a golf course on one side and a parking lot on the other. The only place for the public to view the spectacular exterior visuals is from the monorail that passes by, or from inside one of the nearby buildings. To try and get around that issue, the London Sphere is going to have several dedicated public spaces as well as 4 public access points. It's due to land, or rather be constructed, here in East London. We've mocked up a rough model of what it could look like on its proposed site to give you an idea. This is where the controversy starts to kick in. It's not being built in a particularly touristy location, it's being built in Stratford. You may know that place from a little event they hosted back in 2012.
At the Games of the 30th Olympiad in 2012 are awarded to the City of London.
But the Olympics are long over, and Stratford is now a mostly residential area with some other entertainment venues. The Sphere is planned for this 1.9 hectare triangular site nestled between railway lines and the Westfield shopping centre, and just 76 metres away from people's homes. More than 2,000 residents have officially objected to the construction of this project. In a borough with 36% of people living in poverty, some think the investment in the Sphere could be better used on affordable housing. A local MP has questioned how the already busy train station could cope with the estimated 60,000 additional people that would come here every day to visit the Sphere. But most of all, opponents point to the light pollution this project would create. In Vegas, the theatrics of the Sphere have not been good for traffic.
But is all that beauty causing some distracted driving? Some we spoke with say yes.
Just slowing down, taking pictures, looking at it, taking videos.
Dozens are also lining up on the side of Sands and Koval to see it up close.
While the Sphere looks fantastic today as a giant eyeball, emoji or pumpkin, this isn't what the exterior is ultimately going to be used for. The plan is to show ads charging clients up to $650,000 a week, making it the most expensive billboard in the world. Now, it's pretty reasonable to guess that's how the London Sphere could be used too, illuminated in animated adverts from 6 AM to 11 PM every day. Developers of the Sphere offered to give residents closest to the structure blackout blinds as a compromise, but somehow that didn't appease them. Despite these objections from locals, initial planning permission was granted last year. However, the plans have been held up by the Mayor of London, who is set to decide in November 2023 whether or not the scheme can go ahead. If he approves it, it'll then be sent to the government for a final round of rubber stamping. If it isn't approved by the Mayor, then MSG Sphere might appeal the decision. Either way, there's still a long road ahead. On the flip side, those who support it say it could be an incredible opportunity for the area, transforming an underdeveloped site into a thriving destination. MSG London says the venue will generate 3,200 jobs every year once it's open, and bring roughly 60,000 people every day, 300 days a year to Stratford, boosting London's economy by $3 billion annually. It's quite possible the London Sphere will still go ahead, but with some caveats. They say they're working on coming up with solutions to the complaints voiced by locals. What eventually ends up being built might be a smaller sphere, or one whose lights have to be dimmed earlier in the evening. Either way, it's clear from the reaction to the Vegas Sphere that this concept could be something revolutionary. If London doesn't take up the opportunity, other cities around the world are keen for their own spheres. Dubai even has a copycat one in development called the Moon. Once the costs and logistics are worked out, this design can be pretty easily recreated in many environments. That little stick figure inside a giant circle may actually just end up changing live entertainment forever. This video was sponsored by Surfshark. You can learn more about that at the link below. Don't forget that we're inspiring the next generation of builders through our investment into Brickborrow, a fantastic LEGO subscription service. You can learn more and get started today over at brickborrow.com. And as always, if you enjoyed this video and you want to get more from the definitive video channel for construction, get the ball rolling and get yourself subscribed to the B1M.